All right, we're going to do one more chapter today. And this chapter is number 6, and it's called BB. Look at that. This one's right up my alley because, look, she's making art. Do you like her beret? All right. BB. BB was a girl with short brown hair, a little baby nose, totally tiny toes, and big brown eyes. Her full name was BB Gun. She was the fastest draw in Miss Jules's class. She could draw a cat in less than 45 seconds, a dog in less than 30, a flower in less than 8 seconds. But, of course, BB never drew just one dog or one cat or one flower. Art was from 12:30 to 1:30. Why, in that time she could draw 50 cats, 100 flowers, 20 dogs, several eggs, or watermelons. It took her the same amount of time to draw a watermelon as an egg. Kelvin sat next to BB. He didn't think he was good at art. Why, it took him a whole period just to draw one airplane. So instead, he just helped BB. He was BB's assistant. And as soon as BB would finish one masterpiece, Kelvin would take it from her and set down a clean piece of paper. Whenever her crayon ran low, Kelvin was ready with a new crayon. That way, BB didn't have to waste any time. And in return, BB would draw 5 or 6 airplanes for Kelvin. It was 12:30, time for art. BB was ready. On her desk was a sheet of yellow construction paper. In her hand was a green crayon. Kelvin was ready. He held a stack of paper and a box of crayons. "Ready, BB," said Kelvin. "Ready, Kelvin," said BB. "Okay," said Mrs. Jules. "Time for art." She had hardly finished her sentence when BB had already drawn a picture of a leaf. Kelvin took it from her and put another piece of paper down. "Red," called BB. Kelvin handed BB a red crayon. "Blue," called BB. He gave her a blue crayon. They were quite a pair. Their teamwork was remarkable. BB drew pictures as fast as Kelvin could pick up the old paper and set down anew. A fish, an apple, 3 cherries, bing, bing, bing. At 1:30, Mrs. Jules announced, "Okay, class, art is over." BB dropped her crayon and fell over on her desk. Kelvin sighed and leaned back in his chair. He could hardly move. They had broken their old record. BB had drawn 378 pictures. They lay in a pile on Kelvin's desk. Mrs. Jules walked by. "Kelvin, did you draw all of these pictures?" Kelvin laughed. "No, I can't draw. BB drew them. All." "Well then, what did you draw?" asked Mrs. Jules. "I didn't draw anything," said Kelvin. "Why not? Don't you like art?" asked Mrs. Jules. "I love art," said Kelvin. "That's why I didn't draw anything." Mrs. Jules didn't understand. "It would have taken me a whole period just to draw one picture," said Kelvin. "And BB would only have been able to draw 100 pictures. But with the two of us working together, she was able to draw 378 pictures. That's a lot more art." BB and Kelvin shook hands. "No," said Mrs. Jules. "That isn't how you measure art. It isn't how many pictures you have, but how good the pictures are. Why, a person could spend his whole life just drawing one picture of a cat. In that time, I'm sure BB could draw 1,000,000 cats." 2,000,000, said BB. Mrs. Jules continued, "But if that one person is better than if that one picture is better than each of BB's 2,000,000, then that person has produced more art than BB." BB looked as if she was going to cry. She picked up all the pictures from Kelvin's desk and she threw them in the garbage, and then she ran out of the room. "I thought her pictures were good," said Kelvin. He reached into the garbage pail and took out a crumpled up picture of an airplane. BB walked outside into the playground. Louis, the art teacher, spotted her. "Where are you going?" he asked. "I'm going home to draw a picture of a cat," said BB. "Will you bring it to school and show me it tomorrow?" Louis asked. "Tomorrow?" laughed BB. "By tomorrow, I doubt if I'll even be finished with one whisker." That's the end of that chapter. That's kind of a weird concept to think about. It's like, what makes good art? But you know what the truth is? You should just make whatever art makes you happy. And if making 1,000,000 pictures makes you happy, then that's what you should do. Just kind of like right now, I'm making 1,000,000 cats. But I also do a lot of silly drawings too. Did you know that yesterday I made this llama out of clay for one of my friends? Can you see its face? It's got a little face on it. I still have to paint it. I also made some dinosaurs. This is one of them. And then I also made like a teensy tiny mouse. Like that. What else did I also made like a baby Yoda, but I have to paint it still so it'll have a face. So I just made a bunch of things that I'm going to also send my friend some of these cats. This is one of the ones I'm going to send. It's blue, but before I send it, I'm going to coat it in glitter. So that's my story about that. I love you guys very much. I will see you later.